What's up YouTube? It's me, Kenneth with What's New Barbecue. Today's something new, guys. We're gonna be experimenting and we're not going outside today. We're right here in the kitchen. Shout out to Six Brothers Beef Company for supplying a beautiful New York strip for this video. What we're gonna do is we're gonna prep this New York strip and turn it into a chicken fried steak. If that sounds interesting, guys, or if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscription button and that bell so you can keep track of this barbecue journey. Alright guys, I cannot wait. I am so excited to see how this turns out. Let's get to it. Alright y'all, and here we have our beautiful USDA Prime New York strip steak. Some refer to it as a Kansas City strip or Delmonico strip, but New York strip is what we're going to call it. And it's got some great marbling running through it, and I can't believe that I'm saying this, but we're going to chicken fry this USDA Prime New York strip steak. But first, before we get to do the frying action with this bad boy, we got some prepping to do. So usually I would leave this fat here if we were just grilling this up, but this fat right here is just kind of stiff, and since we're not grilling it like normal, we don't want that fat there. So we're going to take our knife and just take that off right there. That's going to become gristle if you keep that in for your chicken fry. And let's see here, we're going to just clean up some of this right here. And shout out to my barbecue brother T-Roy Cooks. If somehow you don't know who he is, I'll leave his information down below in the description box, but I am completely going by his recipe. Have me a New York strip, USDA Prime in the fridge thawing out, and that's exactly what he used in his video, so I thought, why not? Let's get to that. Let's see what this is about. That's what's fun about cooking. I'm going to go ahead and pat this dry as much as I can. And shout out to Six Brothers Beef Company for providing this USDA Prime New York strip steak. It's a beautiful steak, and I think it's going to make an awesome chicken fried steak. So I got my tenderizer here, and we're just going to lightly start pounding this to tenderize it first. Just like that. Much better. So now I'm going to take my mallet side and start pounding it out. And here's what we wound up with: a pretty decently thin New York strip, USDA Prime. You can really see the marbling running through that. Let me move y'all over to the next station and we'll keep on cooking. And here's what we need next for the next part of this chicken fried USDA Prime New York strip. And again, I'm going by what T-Roy Cooks did. In here, since I am just doing the one chicken fried New York strip, I have one egg that was beaten and whisked. And then I actually followed a little tip that Troy did as well, but I didn't have the salsa he used or sauce. I have this Suckle Buster's garlic pepper sauce, so I put about a tablespoon of that in there, and then we've got about a 1/4 cup to a 1/2 cup of milk, and then right here we've got our all-purpose flour, and I also put a little bit of the smoke shake in there, North Texas Barbecue Addicts smoke shake. So let's go ahead and get our beautiful USDA Prime steak into our mixture here with the milk, the eggs, and the hot sauce. And this is the bath right here, y'all. And you could let this set up to 4 hours in the fridge and let it really collect those flavors, but I'm just going to keep moving it around and letting it soak up. Got that garlic pepper sauce, got the egg, the milk. You could use buttermilk here. And now I'm going to go straight from our wash to our all-purpose flour and the smoke shake seasoning. Let's see where we can get this here without making a mess. There we go. We just want to make sure that we get a good coating on here for the fried part. Flip it around, make sure you get all those covers, all those edges there. I'm actually going to go in for one more wash here. This is the double dip. Extra flavor, extra crust for our chicken fried steak. And then I'll catch back up with y'all when we're frying this bad boy up. Alright y'all, we've got our oil heating up. It's almost there, it's starting to pop. And I wanted to remind y'all, we hit the chicken fried steak or the USDA Prime New York strip steak with a little bit of all-purpose flour and some smoke shake from North Texas Barbecue Addicts. And now it's time to drop our steak patty in here, our flattened steak. Just like that. Woo. I'll bring y'all back when we're going to flip it over. Alright y'all, it's been about 40 seconds longer and I think we're good to flip it. Oh yeah, that's looking great. Wow, check that out. That's a perfect crust. I'm going to go ahead and let that ride for 30 or 45 more seconds. And then we'll pull it off and I'll catch back up with y'all when we're cutting into it. Wow. If y'all could smell this. Jeez. Look at that crust on this New York strip USDA Prime steak. Chicken fried steak, I should say. Let me zoom in so y'all can get a close-up on that golden crust. Wow, look at that. Man, there's only one more thing to do, and that is to cut into this. I gotta admit, I'm a little nervous. This is the first time I've ever took a New York strip, a USDA Prime New York strip steak and chicken fried it. So we'll see how it goes. Again, I appreciate Brother Troy for the inspiration and the direction. But enough talk. Let's see what this chicken fried steak's about. Look at that. Perfect crust. Nice cook on the steak. Let's reposition the camera and give it a try. Look at that. Beautiful. Man. Let's see what we're working with. I'm excited to try it out. Let me cut it a little bit in half here. Got a good piece of crust. Nice fry action on there. Cheers, everybody. Holy cow. There's only one more thing I want to do with that. I'm going to put some of this sauce on here. Some of this garlic pepper sauce. Wow. That is a rich chicken fried steak. Golly, that's awesome. Can't believe I haven't done this before. I appreciate it again, Troy. Another bite with some sauce. Let me collect myself and then we'll recap. Alright guys, let's recap. That USDA Prime New York strip turned into an amazing chicken fried steak. And I am so glad that I found that video on Brother Troy's channel. Again, if you don't know Troy, T-Roy Cooks, I'll have his information down below in the description box. I know this wasn't what I normally do on What's New Barbecue, but this was something that I just had to try for myself once I saw it. And I think for the first time doing a USDA Prime New York strip, turning it into a chicken fried steak, this was awesome. So again, let's recap on how we made this happen today. We started out with a New York strip, USDA Prime, and we trimmed up all the unnecessary fat, which would turn into some gristle. And at that point, we flattened it out and tenderized it with our mallet, and we created a dredging station, which consisted, our bowl had 1 egg in it, about a half a cup of milk, and about a tablespoon or 2 of our garlic pepper sauce from Suckle Busters. All that information will be down below in the description box. This was awesome. This was my setup for the one steak. You'll have to amplify it for more, obviously. But then we got all-purpose flour, and we put in that North Texas Barbecue Addicts smoke shake in there as well. and we double dipped it. We hit it with the egg wash in the flour, again in the egg wash, again in the flour, and then I made sure that all the edges were coated with that awesome smoke shake flour before we hit that cast iron skillet. And it literally took 45 seconds max on both sides. Just look for that golden beautiful color. Alright guys, that's all I got today. Again, I appreciate y'all for stopping by What's New Barbecue. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on anything else in the future. Alright guys, y'all keep on barbecuing and keep on cast iron frying.